Foraging for Samphire has to be the highlight of the foraging year for me, because it makes an appearance in the middle of summer. The 21st of June midsummer solstice traditionally marks the start of the season. Where I live in North Somerset, it's usually showing through the mud in the first week of July. You don't need any special equipment to harvest samphire, a container of some sort and something to cut it with. And if you're really unsure about what to look for, maybe a good guidebook. Hopefully this film will help with identifying it. It's a plant that grows in the intertidal zone on the mudflats just below the high tide mark. Because it's a plant that grows on the mudflats, it can be a messy affair to harvest it. It's best to resign yourself to the fact that you're going to get very mucky. So don't be too precious about it. Accept the mud, don't try to avoid it. Because of that, I tend to go foraging for samphire in bare feet. Here on the Bristol Channel, it's quite a mission to get to the spot where samphire grows in great profusion. You've got to be quite determined and prepared to go off the beaten track. That's what makes it fun. Just be sensible and look up the tide times to make sure you're out on the mudflats at low water. You don't want to be out here on an incoming tide. The channel is notoriously fast when it comes in and regularly catches people unawares, which can lead to the emergency services being called out. Don't let that happen to you. Always cut samphire with a knife or scissors. Don't pull it up. I believe it's actually illegal to uproot it. Cut the plant stem above the bottom third. This is where it can be most stringy. The top part of the plant is the most succulent. A central woody spine will develop through the plant later in the season. By August, in my opinion, it can be too late to harvest it, as it will be very stringy, so don't leave it too late. Samphire has become quite trendy of late. I've seen it on the fish counter in my local supermarket, all plastic wrapped, flown in from places like Israel and Saudi Arabia. That doesn't make sense to me. Eat local, right? Well, you can't get more local than this. You can eat it raw, but I would advise against that until you've given it a good rinse under cold water. In fact, I leave it in the colander and give it several rinses. The Bristol Channel is a lot cleaner than it used to be, but there's probably still some pollutants lurking around. Samphire can be eaten raw in salads, but I prefer it boiled for about 5 minutes and topped with a knob of butter and a poached egg and a twist of black pepper.